stopped you in your tracks. And as Easter approaches in a few weeks, a favorite of mine that I pull out every Easter season comes from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 24, where it says this: they disbelieved for joy. Now let that sink in a minute. They disbelieved for joy. I can't think of a better way to respond to the resurrection from the dead. I'd like to hear yours if you can. But I can't think of a better way to respond to that than disbelieving for joy. How do you do that? I mean, you can think of a lot of ways you can disbelieve. But for joy, and the experience is familiar to us, but it's hard to put into words when people try to talk about death and resurrection. So they disbelieve for joy. Just in case somebody here is doing that, you're in good company. St. Paul had a lot to say about hope. Everybody's familiar with the love hymn in 1 Corinthians 13 that we read at weddings. And he ends that chapter with, now faith abides, faith, hope, and love. These three. And then he rated them. Which of these is the greatest? How would you pick which of those? These three biggies now, faith, hope, and love. And he says, which is the greatest? And for him, it was love. No question, in Paul's mind, the greatest of these three is love. And it's hard to argue with him. But I disagree with the apostle because I think hope is the greatest. Now, faith is critical. It's vitally important for the living of these days. Love covers the multitude of sins. But I believe that hope is the greatest because we can't live without it. To lose hope is to lose life. So, in the 4th chapter of the book of Romans, my text today, Paul makes some fantastic claims about hope. He cites Father Abraham, who got honorable mention in the Hebrews book of faith, of fame, of faith. But in Romans 4, it says he had impeccable hope. I'll read you the verses. As it is written, a father of many nations have I made you, in the sight of him who believed, even God, who gives life to the dead, and calls into being that